Coach, it is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Cousins now to throw on first down. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 41-yard line. Well, a big play like that looks familiar, doesn't it? Like we saw a week ago, reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Nothing wrong with being explosive. Nothing wrong with being electric. Nothing wrong with carrying it over from the previous week off to a really, really hot start.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Deuce. Check it back.
Good route here.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Cousins on first down. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. On 1st and 10, Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On second down now, it's Cook. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook. Gets around him. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so, and one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They run. Abdullah. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear them now. 3rd and goal. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. L.J. Collier. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, Cousins will head to the sideline and give way to Dustin Hopkins. And Hopkins' kick is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
Let's go, boys. Bring it.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Bandit.
Wilson. Buying time to his left. Now he'll pull it down, and he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Wilson. This is Jeff Swaim, the tight end. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion, as we just saw there.
On first down, Wilson being chased out left. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
On the ground, this is Rashad Penny. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Don't get nervous.
Now it's Wilson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 3rd down.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
Good track, good track. Slam, slam. Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4. Hey,
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
check, check, watch 54, watch 54. Watch a slant, watch a slant, watch a slant. Flip.
Now Wilson on first down. They set up the screen to Penny. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Throwing is Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Watch the twist.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Not today, you are. Not today.
Bang, 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 bang.
Say, say, say. Kill, kill, kill.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. That's what they wanted out of that first down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in. And now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go, or savor it a little bit, but I run right back at them.
Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on 2nd and goal.
Tempo.
This time Wilson will throw. Escape, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They snap it at 1. Now Wilson steps away to his left. He'll find Metcalf. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 11 yards, but still not enough. 4th down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Myers' kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5 Alpha.
To throw is Cousins. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Check, walk 54, walk 54. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares.
Now Cousins. Complete. Smith has it. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Second and a yard at the 29-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Hey, 0-0-0.
Here's Wilson to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And the Seahawks on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wilson. They'll roll him out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. To throw again. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Get the ball. He's checking. Listen. Greystone, travel.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 32-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
That's the way. Lega 48.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. 54. Go, go.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Cousins. And Diggs has it. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Minnesota.
Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. Cousins now. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Coming to you, coming to you. Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
You think you won't get this? Check it out,
They try again with Cook. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. To throw, Cousins. This is caught. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Hopkins' kick is good. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
At the 27-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's just me and you. Check 24. Check 24.
Got it.
They go play action now. Wilson forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And his throw's going to be incomplete. David Moore, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Switch. Gotta go, in and out, let's go. 54 is Mike. Check, watch 54.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And Jennings has it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
I got you.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He's going to air one out. He's got it with the 15. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 51 yards.
Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Hey, tight.
They'll run it again with Penny. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
First.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Cousins to throw it. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. It's a pickup of 5. Brings up 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Team 6. 54.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 19. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
6-man. Check curls.
From the red zone now, Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Switch. Check three.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have once again taken the lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the 3rd quarter, but a moment ago, the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. but the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here we go, here we go. Shift.
Now Wilson. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Four down.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Check pass. Hey, one set. Check, Mike.
Operating from the gun. Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Anunwa, the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
Check. Watch 54. Hey, come on now.
Here's Cousins. He's got Smith here. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
Let's go, B, let's go. Hey, let's get there. Hey, Steven. 54.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Let's get off the field.
To the air again, it's Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Again, it's Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. On third down, Cousins. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 24-yard line. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 24. They'll throw again. Cousins. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Throwing is Cousins. He's got a man, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Here's Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball. And that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
Check right. Watching your five. Here we go. Preload.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He finds an opening past the 40. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. Penny, the first down carry. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Check the out, check the out, check the out.
They go play action with Wilson. Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Myers connects on the PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This one taken from the 7. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each ending in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
Well, my cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Hey, check Mike 27, check Mike 27. You remember me? You remember me? Go, baby.
Hey, Haywood.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. L.J. Collier able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And now it's 3rd down.
I remember a coach told me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. From the gun, here's Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
He gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow.
You hate to give the ball away here in the fourth quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Now Wilson back into his end zone. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick. But instead it falls down incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Gun. Right there, 54. Alert.
Target. Mike's 54. What's wrong? You got nothing today. You got nothing. Hey, watch that.
Wilson to throw from his end zone. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Metcalf once again the target. 3rd down here. They were trying to erase that deficit in one play.
They certainly were, but how about the reaction time and the instincts back deep to force the incompletion? We might need to mark this one down. We may look back and say that was a game-saving play.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. That's it. Rabbit.
Right there, 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
Watch the run. Good sock, baby. That's baby sock.
Wilson from his end zone on 3rd and long. It's caught, blocked it. Now the ball comes loose, and the Vikings pick up the football. Then he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner. The contact and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Mike 54. I got you. You're online, baby. That's a 48. Check.
Cousins now after the fumble recovery. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Makes the score Vikings 27, Seahawks 17. Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick, but instead it falls down incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
I'm coming for you. You listen. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Wilson now, throwing again. He'll find Metcalf. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Metcalf once again the target, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Come off the ball.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Hey, alert. Check right. Watch it, 5. Here we go, D.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This is Jennings. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get 15, but they still need it a little bit more. 4th down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This from 54 yards away. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The field goal we just saw has us now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose, as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
Brings up 2nd and 3. 14-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line.
Show it. Bring up 48. Check 26. Check 26.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And that'll set them back 5. They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game, 2nd and 8. Cook following the penalty. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Third and 10. Expect a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
Check.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And now hang on here. The door, can you hear it? It's a little open.
Is that the squeaky hinges that I'm hearing right now? Yeah, the door.
Is that too high pitch?
No, not at all. The door is open a little bit. It's almost like when you told those horror stories on the camping trip, right? And now, look out.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit different look on the game at this point.
Big momentum swing here in the 4th on the punt fumble. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them from.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Danielle Hunter in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on third and long. Things looking pretty good for him.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Well, it's third and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 on the Seahawks 39-yard line.
Don't say nothing.
Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here.
It's a loss of a yard, and it's third down.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for Minnesota, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.